Hey folks, hope you're all doing well and welcome to episode 27 of Recommend an Album to Review. Alright, so for this week we've got a band that I'd heard of. They've been around for a long time, I think since the late 60s, maybe early 70s. Just one of those bands, British bands that, I just never really took the time to get into them, not because I didn't like them. There's just so many bands, and there's so much you can that's gonna grab you and perk your ear. But upon listening to this record, there's quite a lot of stuff in here that I like. So this will prompt me to get more into this band. I'd like to thank this subscriber too who recommended this record and this to listen to. The band is of course Wishbone Ash. They've been around forever. And I think there's still some form of Wishbone Ash still in existence. The record is called There's the Rub. Came out in 74, and this is the first record with Laurie Wisefield, who replaced guitarist Ted Turner. So this is her first album with Laurie. Now, this band, two guitar band, very guitar prominent. I think everybody sings in this band. A lot going on musically. There's a lot of guitars, a lot of layering, a lot of really nice, a lot of nice orchestrated guitars going on, and some really, really nice vocals and nice harmonies, and this particular album. I again, I never really listened to any Wishbone Ash, but my impression was that they were kind of one of these British blues types of bands, really heavy blues. There's not really a lot of blues on this. It's more like sort of rock pop, maybe a little bit of jazz here and there. Just some really, really good playing and some really inventive arrangements and things. The songs are on average they're pretty long on this. So but anyway, so let's go through the tracks on There's the Rub. All right, the first track on here is called Silver Shoes. Now this is a really good song. One of my favorites on here, and again, it's long. It's like 6 minutes, over 6 minutes. Just beautiful melodies, some really nice guitar playing on this. Very hooky. And then there's they just break out and they have this really cool change up in the music and some soloing going on, and it's really, really good. This is a great song, and great way to open up the record, and then you got everything in here. You got the different dynamics going on, and just really hooky and really cool to listen to. So Silver Shoes, the first track. And I got Don't Come Back. Now Don't Come Back, I guess, is kind of just a straight up kind of rock riff that carries through, and there's a lot of guitar fills, verse, the riff, guitar fill. It's a little over 5 minutes. This one is a little bit too long. It's a little bit repetitive. It's a good riff, but you got to throw in some more changes and some more variety to keep it interesting. But all in all, not a bad song. Don't Come Back. Then you got Persephone at almost 7 minutes. This reminds me a lot of a Floyd song. A lot of different movements in this. Some really a cool extended arrangement. This is like an epic song. It's very big. Beautiful guitar work on this. It's almost 7 minutes, but it's well spent 7 minutes. Not a bad track. Real Floyd vibe that I get on this song. But there you go. All right, I think at Hometown. Hometown, this sounds like a pop song from that 74 era. It's kind of got a Doobie Brothers kind of China Grove kind of feel to it. A little like rock, but the little kind of funky chord inversions in there, and some really nice pop melodies going on. It's probably, I'd say, the most if anything on this was going to get on the radio, that's probably the most radio friendly song. It sounds like something that you would hear on the radio in that period around 1974. So not a bad track, Hometown. Then you got Lady J. Lady J, another extended song with some acoustic guitar, some heavy guitar, some really beautiful, almost like Crosby, Stills, and Nash type melodies going on. Just another really good track. Another long one. This one's just under 6 minutes. But yeah, that's another good long fleshed out songs. I mean, kind of not an epic. I mean, it's just got a lot of dynamics going on. But again, keeps your interest, right? These guys, musicianship wise, the guitar playing is incredible. Production wise with this record, the one thing I do find, I mean, 1974, the drums are real thin sounding. It's almost like he's hitting wet newspapers at times. Like, there's not that whole bottom thing, but the guitars are well recorded. The vocals are kind of prominent, and the harmonies and stuff and the melodies on this are fantastic. So then we get the last track, which is FUBB. FUB, I'm not sure what that stands for. That is an instrumental, and it's a long one at 9.5, a little over 9.5 minutes. Yeah, that for me goes just too long. I mean, I shouldn't say it's not just the length of it. It's just there's not a lot in there that really grabs me. I mean, it's a big long extended jam. There's a lot of different parts to it. The playing in it is great and all that, but there's nothing really that pulls me in. So it's just like 9 minutes of guys just like, playing very well, but just nothing really perks my ear. So that's the last track on the record. So there you go. So not a hugely long record. I think the album's I think it's like between 30 and 40 minutes. Not a lot of tracks. There's like 6 tracks on here, but they're all average between like basically around 5 to 6 minutes. So what do I think about this record? Well, like I said earlier, I never really got into Wishbone Ash, but listening to the record and especially the melodies and the guitar playing, that kind of, hey, you know what, maybe makes me think I'm missing out here a little bit, and I'm probably going to start, and I'll do a little bit of a deep dive on Wishbone Ash. I love discovering new music. This is why I do this show, for example. So I'll probably get a little more into that. This record, though, just specifically, there's some high points that I mentioned that are really, really cool, and then there's stuff that's kind of so-so, and maybe a little self-indulgent at times, dare I say. Speaking more of the last track on here, the instrumental. As a whole, though, I mean, it's not a bad listen. It's a good album. It's not a great album. Out of 5, this would probably be, I don't know, between a 3 and a 3.5. I don't want to start putting quarter points. Let's just call it a 3. But yeah, it's a pretty good record. And like I said, it's definitely perked my interest in digging in and listening to some Wishbone Ash. So there you go. So if you're new to the channel, folks, please consider liking and subscribing. We took a week off from this series. I generally like, I'm always looking for a minimum of at least 100 views before I do another episode, and so it took a while for the last one to hit that, so that's why we took a week off. So but as long as the demand is there, I will keep doing these videos, and keep sending in suggestions. So which gets me back to how this thing works. I do one of these typically every Thursday. In the comments, if there's albums you'd like me to review, pop those in there. Criteria, single albums, something I can basically digest in about a week's time. Okay. And then I'll, pick one out of the few and shoot a video for it. So again, thank you so much, everybody, for checking it out. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.